I am so very, very sorry if over the past 2.5 years especially, you have reached out to me just wanting to touch base, or perhaps you needed my assistance, my help on something. Maybe it was simply a business matter that people in my condominium building needed clarification on, were reaching out to me. And you hit a brick wall. You didn't get any response. I'm sorry for that. I'm so very, very sorry for that, especially if as a result of my behavior, you felt abandoned, ghosted, jettisoned. I'm sorry. I'm so very, very sorry if you felt that. And I just wonder, is it possible to make amends? Because that's what I seek to do with this video. Simply seek to make amends, as well as just to explain what was going on. Don't know if that'll help, but 2.5 years ago, I stopped monitoring email because of health reasons. I was concerned that multiple sclerosis was returning, a condition that at one point had hit me with stroke-like partial paralysis down the left side of my body. I woke up after being admitted to Vancouver General Hospital with my face out of symmetry, impeded ability to wash myself effectively down my right side from my left, an inability to simply stand in the bathroom at Vancouver General Hospital, balance, lift up my foot and wash it. It had hit me with a real ton of bricks because the day before I discovered that I'd lost the ability to simply spring off my left foot, coordinate my foot muscles, my Achilles tendon, my calf muscles to simply spring like I'm doing here now. If you can't do that, you can't walk normally, never mind run or jog. This is where I am now. So 2.5 years ago, when I was concerned that multiple sclerosis was returning, I went into hiding. The science says that if you have multiple sclerosis and you have negative shit in your life, like being pulled in front of a kangaroo court by the council running the strata building that I own a condominium unit in, decided that my conduct on council warranted me being pulled in front of a kangaroo court, where all the other council members had a chance to kick at me. Negative shit. As if you have negative shit in your life, you have a high risk of multiple sclerosis, relapsing, coming back. Didn't want that to happen. So I've been hiding for 2.5 years. But it's a new day, time to start a new life. And can I make amends for that? Because I've done 2 videos now inviting you, if you're interested, to come to Thailand. I can put you up here in a condo or in my home. And that video as well introduces 3 different bearings I'm interested in sailing before I finally sunset. Introduces 10 different tacks within that I'm interested in testing. And seeing, is there anybody in my past life, the family, the friends, the fraternity, that a guy with ADG just ends up ghosting? Is there anybody that's interested in coming to Thailand, going Zen sailing on a sailboat? Peaceful, tranquil. It's like I stopped time. Yeah. And it's also a great way to introduce people to sailing on these alias excursions. Or get together with colleagues back in Vancouver in front of the Fairmont building, do some performance art. Or videos I'm doing, which doesn't require you to engage with me at all. You can view them anonymously. As a healer, trying to make the America's healthcare amazing, from Canada to Chile, by modeling being a midlife lifer, by cooking SIXe fast food, by showing how open water swimming, it just doesn't do it for me. In order for me to get the best bang for my buck for workout, I do aqua hit in a pool, water this deep. Or things that I hope I can continue to be within my own community back in Victoria, among the community of owners in the strata building that I live in. Is it possible for me to be a positive contribution there? As opposed to being fed more material to, instead of being a strata strategist or a condo coach, to head off and be a strata satirist, condo comic. Don't want to go there. Is there an alternative? Like helping other owners air condition their homes. Got a simple solution to that. Or the craziest idea. The craziest idea, number 10. My hope to try to reduce the rate of multiple sclerosis in Canada. Not through clinics, but through the courts. By pitching to those in the RCMP that abused me, that abandoned me when I sought protection from a manager, that when I sought accommodation from a manager that hired me in pattern psychopathy right from get-go, ultimately ended our relationship by criminally attacking me. I just wonder, I thank you all for having done that, because I am now, I think, a bit of the poster boy for multiple sclerosis. What happens when you're exposed to that type of shit? What happens when you live in the high Arctic and you have a vitamin D deficiency or insufficiency because you didn't get enough exposure to sun? Because you're either wearing clothes. When I came south, I would put on sunscreen. And I'm ADG. You just don't have a community of support. So that when things went sideways, that I had people that could support me, help me through that, like managers who abdicated the responsibility to protect me. Or the manager that criminally attacked me. God. To confess in an MP3 recording that I have of your criminal intent, when I said, I'm feeling attacked, and you said, good. And you then doubled down on the criminal attack. Right? Good. That seems to me to be a confession of intent. Don't worry. Statute of limitations have long passed, but can we take the recordings I have of some of the abuse, the abandonment, the criminal attack, can we take those to a restorative justice session? Model what needs to be provided to everyone in Canada, whether at work, at school, or in a club. Everybody in Canada needs to be able to take issues of abuse, abandonment, attack to an independent body. Because I tried to take my complaint to my union, to the Public Service Alliance of Canada. Who, I don't know, man. But from what I saw, it seemed that there was a union official, a friend, that was bought out by the RCMP, given a really plum position to work full-time on union business. Really plum position that he didn't want to lose. And I just wonder, did he get in the middle of my grievance complaint and convince the Public Service Alliance of Canada to make sure that I only submitted my evidence of what happened to me in writing, rendering my MP3 recordings inadmissible? Like, I just have to share what went on. If not for the education that it offers, then for the entertainment. Is this going to be a new day? I just want to apologize. Make amends. But recognize that in making amends, that may be untenable for a lot of people. But there's no wrong answer. No wrong answer. I've done a win-win-win video on that. Now, either support me going forward until I finally sunset, or support a decision I made over 40 years ago. If this wasn't a plan for my great-grandchildren, I feared that they wouldn't get the support that they needed. So, silence, sabotage, do whatever you need to do, or support me in a more active way. There's no wrong answer. I'm just going to go on with my life. Thank you for listening, and I'm sorry. Hopefully I can make it up.